Welcome back to my adventure with Greenblood. Previously, we'd reached a ford in the river Bergstream, and we were deciding, do we go west or east? And the vast majority of you wanted to go west, so we will go to 77. Nothing in your life so far has prepared you for the first sight of the great Syrian River. The furthest bank, or perhaps it is just a large island in midstream, seems to be 3 miles away. Its roiling waters carry a multitude of dead tree branches toward the sea, like a vein carrying detritus out of a body. Across the river the tree line is unbroken. You are deep in the rainforest now. Though gigantic trees spread their branches more than 100 feet from the ground here. At the river's edge, mangroves reach far out into the water. Bloated river buffalo shelter beneath their arcing roots. It's hard going here. At every other step you sink into oozing mud. Turn to 44. No choice, just straight to 44. You travel on until you reach the next obstacle in your path. A tributary of the Syrian that is spanned by a rope bridge, the only means of crossing the water. The bridge has clearly been tended to recently, as bushes have been hacked back from the stanchions between which it hangs. Tentatively, you step onto the bridge, which holds your weight but sags more and more as you approach its centre. When you are halfway across, a waterspout erupts from the river beneath you, out of which flails a mass of vegetation ringed with fibrous tentacles. The water was thrown up by an embracer, which plucks you from the bridge. If you have unarmed combat, you can turn to 61. If you have swordplay, you can turn to 81. If you have neither of these skills, turn to 103. So as a reminder, I decided that I was going to be a sorcerer's apprentice, which has charms, folklore, spells, and wilderness lore. So unfortunately, no unarmed combat, no swordplay, so we have to go straight to 103. And I have a feeling this will not go well. It was a mistake to enter the forest without a guide. There is no time to do anything as the embracer sucks you down into the murky depths. You struggle desperately hard, but, unable to breathe, your strength soon fails you, and you drown in the clutches of this hideous creature. We died! Oh dear. Week in, and I'm dead. Barely got into the story. So, we can go again. And what I think I'll do is having it where we choose the characters. So part of me, it's a shame we didn't get to try out the magic or spells. The only skill-related test we had relied on fighting, and we couldn't even do that. So perhaps having someone who can do some form of combat might be helpful next time. So our options for characters are the duelist, and they have agility, folklore, roguery, and swordplay. The ranger, who has archery, streetwise, swordplay, and wilderness lore. Excuse me while I mute something. The monk, who has agility, spells, unarmed combat, and wilderness lore. Love the idea of spells and a monk. We've done the Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't think we should try it again. The Starveling, who has cunning, roguery, streetwise, and unarmed combat. The Traveller, who has folklore, roguery, swordplay, and wilderness lore. And the Thief, which has agility, archery, cunning, and roguery. Alternatively, we can make our own custom character, and we get to choose any 4 skills, and we start with 10 gold and 10 life, which I feel isn't really worth it. So what I'm going to do is put up a vote of what character to play from, and yeah, we'll start back at 1 again. So it will be, for those of you who don't want to go all the way back to the very first video, rewatch it, saves me reading it. But do we wait by the door, or do we step into the warmth? Potentially, I could just have it where we go for the opposite. In fact, no, we're going to go for the opposite option. I'll go back and double check what it was, but we'll start with the opposite option. But what I'll do is I'll have a vote to go, what character am I playing as this time? And we'll see what the other option gives us rather than rewatching me read the exact same thing again. Yeah, let's see what happens. Thanks very much.